Comic Timing
is a proud member of the Comics Podcast Network. Bitch. Print it.
Hey there, folks. My name's Ian Levinstein, and welcome to episode 97 of Comic Timing. Yeah, no regular intro for this episode because there's really no need to, because most of it's recorded content, pre-recorded content, that is. No Brent on this episode because, well, he doesn't live in New York, and this episode is mostly content that was recorded either on our way back from Big Apple Comic-Con or at the apartment after being at Big Apple Comic-Con. Now, you're going to hear Chris, my girlfriend. You might have heard her a couple times on the show before. You're going to hear Raph, and you're going to hear a bunch of the guys from Podcasting After Dark, as well as we tried to record a segment with them. Actually, we were going to record an entire episode with them, but Skype wasn't really behaving that night, so we wound up splitting off after the first segment was recorded. I am going to include that in this, though. We do share some interesting conversation in that piece. So that one, I believe, was, if memory serves, that was Lori, Gabe, and Daryl on the call at that time, along with Raph, myself, and Chris. Now, these were recorded Friday night after Big Apple. We did not go Saturday. We did not go Sunday. I know Raph was there Saturday. Might have been there Sunday. I'm not sure. But we recorded this after finding out the news. Well, part of it was recorded before that, but after finding out the news that Big Apple Comic-Con is going to be the exact same weekend as New York Comic-Con this upcoming year, being 2010. Now, we're very opinionated this episode, I'll put it that way, okay? A lot of the things that we say are sort of reactionary because we had just found out and, we go through what we think is going to wind up happening. We do this, of course, without knowing what was going to happen on Saturday, as in there was a decent amount of people at Saturday's show. I know the fire marshals were called to try and, contain people, similar to what happened with New York Comic Con 2006. There were also a couple of things that happened on Sunday that, we don't cover here. That's obviously a given because, well, we were only there that one day, so we can only talk about the one day that we were there. So any facts that did come out after the fact, we're not going to touch on. Really, not much else was covered other than the fact that Lance Fensterman spoke out and said let them do whatever they want to do. We're still going to be New York Comic Con and we're still going to put out a damn good show, and you're probably going to wind up pissing off a bunch of the retailers by having it the same weekend because they don't want to be at two places at once, and quite frankly I can understand what he's going to talk about there. So yeah, very, very opinionated stuff coming on, and some interesting insight into the world of cons, specifically anime conventions, that Chris shares with us. But, I don't want to step on our bounds. Also, there's one interview that I'm including with this also, since this is a nice hodgepodge episode, one interview that I recorded at New York Anime Fest this year. As, I only really did one piece at New York, and it was with these guys that were putting together a anime board game. I figured why not? I'd give them a couple of minutes to talk about it. About 2.5 minutes long. I'll probably put that in between the segments recorded with Podcasting After Dark and then us sitting here. There's a segment that we recorded on the train back from the con, back from Big Apple Comic-Con. And that, at the time, we did not know about the whole, change in, well, not change, but scheduling the date to be the same time as New York for next year. So we just talk about, our time that we spent there and all that. And that gets cut off once Chris's brother wound up on the exact same train as us. And then we were going to continue it here. And then it developed into the, oh my God, what the hell, same weekend scheduling, yada, yada, yada. Before we get into the main episode, let me give you the promo, of course, for Heroes Corner, as they sponsor every episode of Comic Timing, and I thank them for doing that. Make sure you guys use the promo code CTROCKS, that's CTROCKS, to get an additional 5% off in your first order, because this month is huge for Heroes Corner. Now, anybody who's listened to Comic Timing before knows that Sean Pryor has been a major part of the show, and PKD Media as well has been a major part of the show. Well, this month, Wasted Wonderland is available for only $2.50. They're giving a major discount to Sean Pryor's book here. Brand new book, 40 pages, black and white interior. and retails for $4.50, and they're giving it to you for $2 off at $2.50. And this is actually illustrated by, if you know him from the comic forums, he alias Flint Lockjaw, real name Stephen Reed, and Sean Pryor is the writer. It's basically his take on Wonderland. that's sort of a given there. But yeah, it looks like it should be pretty interesting. And all the PKD Media books have been hitting it out of the park since I've first discovered them, and this one promises to be just about as fun. So make sure you use that promo code CTROCK, CTRCKS for your first order this month. If you haven't ever used Heroes Corner, or if you're already using Heroes Corner, definitely check out Wasted Wonderland. And reason number 2 to use Heroes Corner this month for the first time, or for the continued time, the What If Special Pack. That is, what if Astonishing X-Men, what if World War Hulk, what if Daredevil vs. Elektra, what if Secret Invasion, and what if Spider-Man House of M. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's right, 5 books for $10. That's $2 a book. What If Special Pack. I'm definitely getting it because I've always been a fan of what ifs, and this looks like it's going to be exactly what I like to see out of Heroes Corner. These nice bundle packs where you save a bunch of moolah in the process. And the review corner picks this month, JSA All-Stars #1, written by Matthew Sturgis. This is 75% off for $1 at Heroes Corner, regular price of $3.99. It's the brand new ongoing JSA title. And Freddie E. Williams, who has been on Comic Timing before, interviewed him over at Comic-Con and has been on a couple of episodes as a guest. Well, he's going to be the artist of Matthew Sturgis's brand new JSA spin-off title, and that should definitely be a good time. Secret Warriors #11, written by Jonathan Hickman, penciled by Stefano Caselli. This is, actually, I've been catching up on it. I've been a couple of issues behind, and the past couple of issues I read actually really got me back interested in the title, so hopefully #11 will be just as good. 50% off of $2.99 for $1.50 this month at Heroes Corner, and the independent pick, Conan the Cimmerian, The Weight of the Crown, or Weight of Crown, that is. This is a one-shot, written and drawn by Mr. Derek Robertson of Transmet and The Boys, and the list goes on of wonderful titles he's been a part of. He drew Wolverine for a while there. Yeah, Derek Robertson's been in the business way too freaking long, and he's going to continue to be in the business because he kicks damn ass. 50% off for $1.75, regular price of $3.50. Really, I'm just curious to see what Derek Robertson's able to do as a writer, because I'm used to just seeing him as an artist. So check out all the amazing savings this month at Heroes Corner. The trade special still in effect as usual. Buy 3 trades, get 5% off the combined price of all 3 of those trades. So many great discounts at heroescorner.com, and these guys have been sponsoring the show for ages now. I just want to give special thanks to Bob and Sam for sponsoring the show as long as they have, because, to stick with us even when, our release schedule has been a little bit awkward the past couple of months has been really great of them. And you guys should definitely be getting your comic books from an online guy like Heroes Corner, because you're saving a buttload every single month. And they are, as I always say, and it's freaking true, trust me, best damn customer service around, heroescorner.com. So without further ado, here is the Big Apple special, Big Apple reaction show, whatever else you would like to call this episode, and one interview thrown in there. Chris, Raph, and myself, and the Podcasting After Dark guys. So check it out, and that is that for now. In fact, now I'm recording. You see what the difference is there between recording and not recording? Do you see the difference, do you?
Do you like your nuts where they are?
I like them attached to my body, yes. Yes. Why, are you thinking about putting them elsewhere?
Perhaps.
Shit.
Well, you guys do need to decorate your walls a little more. They do seem a little...
I am not decorating our walls with nuts, especially not mine.
Oh, I thought you were talking about your arms.
No.
Oh, I guess she said she was going to shave her arms off.
Alright, we just came back from Wizard Big Apple, You know, that big comic convention that everybody loves going to, and that's in a very accessible place where everybody can get to very, very easily. Wasn't that the case? Wasn't it? What language was that?
It was the magical fairy language.
Oh, shit. Bringing us back 2 years. Nice.
That's going back. I mean, I go back. She goes way back.
The no-nos.
You're never gonna get over that.
I'm never going to get over that. No. All right, fine. Chris, what did you think of Big Apple? Come on. Come on, in a normal voice for human beings.
I think. Fuck you.
Chris.
Linda Hamilton hugged a lot of people for no good reason.
I think she was lonely.
Possibly.
Yeah.
That was kind of what the mood of the show was.
Everybody was pretty lonely. Well, all right, Raph, you were there longer than we were. Was it more crowded earlier in the day, or was it like this the entire time?
Oh my god, there were so many people there. I couldn't even move. I had to roll under tables to get anywhere. It was ridiculous. I mean, people were pushing me left and right. There had to have been like a billion people.
So yeah, anyway, back to Chris.
And then Raph realized he was at work
Actually,
on a Wednesday.
Yeah, actually, no, I was thinking, no, Raph, that was New York Comic Con 2006.
Oh, you mean today?
I'm talking about today, yeah.
It was pretty empty.
Like as empty as it was when we got there at like 6 o'clock, 6:30?
No, maybe it was like 1.5 times fuller than that.
Okay. All right, well, like, what's the point of this thing, really? What's the point?
Because the magazine business is in a tailspin, but the convention business appears to be doing well. So Wizard has decided to leverage its properties.
Yeah, they're buying up
And
all these.
expand.
Yeah, they're buying up all these small conventions. It's very weird to me. But
I used to love Tailspin, like when it was on Disney Afternoon. Darkwing Duck, Tailspin, Tiny Toons, and DuckTales.
oh, I see what you did there. You're thinking that Wizard is in a tailspin, so that's why they bought the conventions.
DuckTales, woo!
Oh, yeah. Tailspin, oh, yeah. Tailspin. All the trouble we get in with another tailspin.
Dun-dun.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep saying.
Well, all right, but like there weren't even that many comic guests there. I mean, that's the part that really I think bothered me the most. I mean, yeah, sure, there were like, I mean, Mike McComb was there, and I mean, there were a couple other big artists and maybe one or two writers, but I didn't really see that many names that comic book fans would really recognize, other than Chad.
Well, yeah, I mean, Adam Hughes was there, and that's a huge name. I was surprised at that. Like, they could get Adam Hughes.
Well, he's in the area, isn't he?
I think he's, like, in the Pennsylvania area. But, yeah, they got Hughes, they got Jim Lee, and they got McCone. They also have Bradstreet somewhere in the back. I mean, those are pretty big names. And then you have, your typical indie guys, and then you have your mid-level guys. It's surprising the amount of artists they had. But then, like, the quality of Artist Alley, it's like they have all those names, they have a lot of people, but in New York Comic Con, there were 3 long rows, and at Big Apple, it was 3 short rows.
Not even, like, 3 rows. It was, like, 2.5, if anything.
Yeah, there were even, like, retailers, like, mixed in. That wasn't exactly a good idea.
Yeah. I mean, do you think that they would need to, like, expand the Artist Alley to actually get people to show up?
I'm wondering if all the people who weren't at this thing are going to be at King Kong.
Ooh, you're right about that. Yes, that's right. King Kong. It is the Brooklyn Comic Convention taking place in early November. And if you would like to find out more, go to www.kingcon.com. That's C-O-N, as in convict. But there aren't any convicts involved, I hope. I hope. Except for Rob.
That's heroescorners.com for all your comic book needs.
Check out all those wonderful Heroes Corner, CT Rock, CTRO, CKS. It's awesome. Yeah, it's fantastic. But yeah, like, I mean, this seems to be like Wizard's whole thing, where like they get all the like small name celebrities, and they don't actually bother to get any really like comic professionals to show up.
Isn't that what Big Apple Con has always done for all these
Yeah,
years?
sort of.
I mean, I remember I went to one in 98, and I went there because Kevin Smith was going to be there.
Uh-huh.
I ended up mostly just buying maybe $10 worth of comics.
Uh-huh.
Hey, I got the entire run of the original Magic miniseries where you get to find out what she did in Limbo, like
Fun.
when she turned from 7 to 14.
Right.
That cost me $1 for 4 issues.
That's not bad.
Yeah, I also got the first issue of Kitty Pryde, so.
Back in the days of actual quarter bins, huh?
Quarter bins.
Have you ever heard of this magical fairyland known as quarter bins, Raph? What have you done? What have you done?
Didn't we buy Stanley and his monster number 2 for $0.25?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That worked out pretty well.
They were the quarter bins of the Super Show with the O.J. Simpson comic.
Oh, yes. I so wish we would have been able to pick that up.
I need a copy of this O.J. Simpson. If anyone out there has a copy of the O.J. Simpson comic, you deliver it to Raph care of Comic Timing.
You're not putting my name on this. I'm sorry.
I need a copy of Simpsons Treehouse of Horror number 14.
Yes.
And Air number 2.
Okay. That's Simpsons Treehouse of Horror number 14 and Air number 2. If anybody has these comic books and wishes to part with them, please send it to Comic Timing. Okay? You can shoot me an email at comictiming@gmail.com and I will give you the address. Please do not come to my apartment and ask for money because that is not what is going to happen.
Then they'll think you're a crack dealer.
Yes. Listeners, come on, bring that over. I'll give you something in return, I promise, I swear. I have an extra trade of DMZ that I can probably give away or something like that. I don't know. But, I mean, what else did you score at the con, Chris? Other than crack.
The worst comic ever written.
Yes.
Supergirl number 14, which apparently is hard to find because it's the first appearance of evil Batgirl. But I really just want it because it's all like, I am going to kidnap Boomer so Supergirl will fall into my trap. And then Supergirl shows up and she's all like, what? Boomer was missing?
And Boomer's like, you idiot!
Actually, he's more like, the pain, I'm bleeding, this hurts.
And that's when Nightwing decided, you're off the Outsiders. Seriously, you're off the Outsiders to the point where you're not even going to be mentioned in the actual Outsiders
She was never
book.
mentioned in the Outsiders
Never
book.
mentioned in the Outsiders book. No, not once. Yeah. And mind you, okay, evil Batgirl, okay?
Evil
This lasted like what, 5 months of anything, Raph? I mean it's already corrected, and she's not even Batgirl anymore.
Crack spot.
I hate you.
That's not useless.
Yeah, Batgirl is really a bad idea.
Yeah. Well, no, Batgirl's not a bad idea. Just bad Batgirl is a bad idea. Bad.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. What did you pick up that didn't suck?
Simpsons Treehouse of Horror number 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 15.
That's right. Treehouse of Horror number 14. Please send that to Comic Timing, okay? comictiming@gmail.com. We will do a show about it, and you might even be able to be on it if you actually know what you're talking about, okay? But was that it, or was there anything else?
I bought Air 3 through 12.
Like $1 a piece, right? Or was it 50 cents?
It was 50 cents.
Not even better. Wow.
I just need Air number 2.
That's right. Air number 2. Please send that to... Okay, I'm not going to do it again.
But it's always funny.
So this was a shopping con, basically.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there was nobody there that you actually wanted to talk to, like, not even us.
I saw that dude that looks like David Tennant again.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, the listeners aren't going to know what we're talking about that, but some random... Actually, no, a guy who cosplayed to a birthday party as David Tennant, and...
I don't think he really cosplays.
But that's the thing. He dresses like David Tennant and has a sonic screwdriver.
There's Lazy Wolverine. Lazy Wolverine, the guy with the tank top, the white tank top from the movie, and just claws.
And hair that looks just like Wolverine's. I wonder if he just keeps it like that all year round.
Yes.
He's a sad panda.
I'm a sad panda. Sexual harassment panda. What'd you get, Ref?
I got a lot.
Thanks for being so descriptive to our listeners.
That's what I do best, and you can find more at No. All right. I got issues 1 through 40 of Darkhawk, including the 2 annuals. I got.
yeah. Let's laugh about that for a minute. He got issues 1 through 40 of Darkhawk. Now, did you actually own this before? Okay, so you love the character, and yet you've never actually owned any of his comics.
The round robin storyline from Spider-Man was my first exposure to Darkhawk. Then I got the Darkhawk card. Then I saw his powers. I thought it was cool. And then I became 7 years old and I bought a comic.
Darkhawk.
You became 7 years old and you bought a comic and realized he wasn't cool?
No, he was cool. And then I made songs for him and made drawings for him, and it was really special.
Wait a minute. Were there really songs?
Honestly, dude, I don't remember.
Okay, because if there were, I'd say, if you actually have copies, man, I'm totally going to embarrass you with those at some point. It's going to happen.
Honestly, I don't remember. I sort of remember. You know how when you're like 6 or 7 and you make a song for someone, like Captain America is so awesome.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Captain America throws his mighty shield. Oh, wait, that was an actual song.
America.
America. Oh, yeah. Hey, the motherfucking day, yeah. All right, fine.
We're done.
What else, Raph? Because I know you picked up a G-Man thing that was awesome with the stuff and the lady.
I got a Darkhawk headshot from him for free, and I also got a print from him for $10. I also got the first appearance of Ego in Thor. I got an old Superman comic. I got Stephen Colbert's Tech Jansen for half price. I got Gail Simone stuff for $1.
You got the swine flu.
Actually, no, I had bird flu.
Okay. No.
I got a newfound sense of self-respect after looking at all the fat nerds with their dragging their little carts behind them across the concrete floor in the overheated hangar that they held this con in.
Yeah, let's talk about that for a minute. Actually, Raph can get back to the rest of his score once we're done with this. But all right, if you think the Javits is in the middle of nowhere, this thing is in the middle of freaking nowhere. What is it? Pier 95 and Pier 92?
Pier 94 and Pier 92.
All right.
And Pier 92 is actually kind of nice inside.
Yeah.
And there's a sign that says U.S. Customs and Immigration. Mm-hmm. If someone could explain to me why there's a sign for U.S. Customs and Immigration on 55th Street, 54th Street,
yeah,
that would be appreciated. I'm sure there's a good reason, and I'll find it out from the Google tonight.
Housekeeping?
You racist.
Housekeeping? I take your daughter to Wizard World? Oh, Darkhawk Annual number 2. That proves that Darkhawk was around for at least 2 years.
There can be no escape. Hey, it's a dinosaur. Wow, you eat rocks?
Yeah. But all right, let's go back to this for a minute though. All right, so yeah, 92 was nice. That's where the registration was. That's where the paneling was and everything. And
yes, all 2 panel rooms.
Yeah, that was bad. Well, okay, there was 2 panel rooms and a main event room.
No. There were 2 rooms.
Yeah.
There's venue A and venue B.
Oh crap. See, I thought I saw 2, but I must have been imagining.
No, you saw the sign. One was the movie that we passed, and the other was all those chairs.
Okay.
There's only 2 rooms.
Yeah, they were showing some movie with the guy from Kings in it.
I think it's William Matherther.
Something like that. But yeah, all right. So, and there's your brother. Holy crap, there's your brother.
Seriously, it is.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Anyway. So.
Just don't point a mic at me.
Yeah. All right. Fine. All right. Talk later. All right, impromptu interview here at New York Anime Fest. Ian Levinstein here, and we are here with the Gozer Games Company, and they have themselves a anime board game called Collateral Damage that they can tell us a little bit about. So why don't you go ahead and do that?
Well, this is Collateral Damage. It's the only anime board game out there. There are some anime card games like Yu-Gi-Oh! And so on, but this is the only anime board game. And the way it works is you're a gang boss. You want to be the most notorious gang boss in all of Neo Japan, and you do that by taking over cities. There are 20 different cities in the game, and your gang consists of anime characters, some of them licensed from Project A-ko or from Dominion Tank Police or other anime characters. You start off with 2 characters, and you build your gang from there. Obviously, the characters have different strengths and different weaknesses. They do battle with a one-sided die, with a one six-sided die. If you attack and miss, you do collateral damage to the city. The more collateral damage that the city has, the lower the value of the city, but the easier it is to take over, and you're trying to take over those cities. So, and the last little twist is that the characters can fall in love with each other, just like anime. So if one of my characters is in love with one of your characters, he doesn't want to do battle. He just wants to follow around the board like a puppy dog. But the characters that's not in love with him can still do battle with him. Go to gozergames.com to check it out.
All right. Now, Now the game itself, like how intensive is it? I mean, can you sit down and play it in a couple hours, or?
Well, the gameplay is 2 to 6 people, 2 to 4 people, 2 to 6 people. 2 to 6 people. Yeah, the microphone's got me.
Yeah, there you go. That's fun.
2 to 6 people. Gameplay can run from an hour to 2.5, even 3 hours, depending on how many people you have, how many cities, and so on, and how much love interest goes on.
Okay, cool. And retail price?
The retail price in stores is $40. We're doing a game show price here today of $35. Or check us out online.
All right, and website one more time?
It's gozergames.com.
All right.
GOZER games.com.
All right, gozergames.com. Thanks for joining us here on Comic Timing, and hopefully you guys will enjoy the game. Okay, we're good. We're good. We're good.
We're good. Okay, we talked about it a little bit, but let's take it back to the beginning here. This is Comic Book Roadshow, Comic Timing mashup. We're talking about the fact that Big AppleCon decided to show that they had very, very big brass balls. Today they announced their con dates for next year, and it is the exact same dates as New York Comic Con next October. They also, at 10:30 this morning, escorted the entire New York Comic Con staff who were there for solidarity out via police. And they announced their new website, which is Geek Chic Daily, and that Geek Chic Daily is going to be the premier site for geeks to find out news about comic books, sci-fi, and everything else related to geekdom. I open the floor.
Okay, let me... I think we could start this off by saying, well, this year's Big Apple was a really, really good first con. It's a shame that they won't have a second one.
Oh, damn.
Seriously, I mean, what the hell were they? What the hell were they trying to prove here? You know, I mean, they're going against a convention that's obviously going to have like the big three involved, possibly more than that. They're going to have an anime convention combined with a comic convention. And there's no way, no how, that two conventions in the same city can survive like that. It's stupid. It's pointless. Here we go. Chris.
Oh, and one of them is accessible via public transportation?
Yes, while the other one is not.
Yeah. Was it tough to get to the Pier 94? Because I haven't gone. I'm getting there tomorrow.
It's pretty damn tough to get to Pier 94. Yeah, you're either gonna have to walk it or you're gonna have to take like one bus that goes there. That's it.
Yeah, the M10 is the only like bus that'll go down that way.
Okay.
And you gotta walk. Yeah, I walked it. You just do your best to get to 50th, and then you just walk. That's basically what most people were doing.
You took the M50, Ref?
Yeah, I took the M50 across town after I got out at Rockefeller because I'm lazy.
You know what? I think I'll have to do that tomorrow because the E is not even running like usual. So I don't even think it's stopping at 50th Street anymore.
Let the record show that Raf is lazy.
Be lazy.
It has been noted. 11:46. You wrote it down. Standard time. Check your Twitter.
Yeah. Well, like, I mean, I can't be the only one here that thinks that this is like the stupidest decision that Gareth Sheamus has ever made. I mean, he's got balls of steel, but it's not going to work.
To me, this sounds like something childish, some high school drama out of Glee. Well, it's like you want to fail. You want to cut off every contact that you could make in New York to do a con. Because we can do two cons, but why would you? We've done more than two cons, because at one point, when Big Apple was starting, when New York was starting, Big Apple was still doing like 4 shows a week. 4 shows a week. Right. Like 4 cons a year.
And Mocha.
So why would you make people have to make a choice, especially industry people? I mean, you're making them decide that they're not going to deal with you.
Well,
for the most part.
Well, let me also make this statement here. Now, Gabe was telling me when he first called me about this, because we didn't hear anything about it because I first got there at like 6 o'clock this night, and we just bought a couple stuff and went home. When Gabe tells me, "Are you sitting down?" I'm like, "Oh shit, they did what I thought they were going to do, didn't they?" And they announced this. Now, did I hear right that they're offering like 20 tables for podcasters at Big Apple Comic Con?
Yeah, they're offering basically almost free tables. Yeah.
Okay. I'm still not going.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you go where the news is.
Yeah, what are we going to podcast at Big Apple?
Right.
We're here. I bought like a complete run of Darkhawk again, and like this is totally cool, but there's no one here, and like I just got like 20 sketches because like they're desperate for money, and that's it. By the way, New York says that Will Eisner's back from the dead. I don't know, though, but you got to go over there to find out.
Oh, I know. They could go there, and then people can call from from New York Comic Con and tell them what's happening, and then they can report about it to the others.
Oh, because I really want that to happen.
Dude,
Come
it's
on.
so awesome at New York. I don't know what you're doing over there at Big Apple. You're such an idiot.
I love you, baby, but I found so many more eligible nerds at New York Comic Con.
Oh, God, that's not even funny.
But it's
Not
true.
funny.
But
I've been
it's true.
bugging my phone.
I just think it's ridiculous because everybody knows. And I'm out here on the West Coast. Everyone knows that if you have a choice, you're obviously going to go with New York Comic Con. The fact that he's even trying to have the con the same weekend is absolutely ridiculous.
Well, and what about that he's choosing New York to do this, the biggest location where they would have a conflict? I mean, why isn't he doing this with Chicago? You know, Chicago Comic Con has moved, times and dates so many times, and if he were to do it there, it wouldn't be that surprising to me. You know, try to compete against C2E2, a first-year con. But to do it against an established juggernaut like New York Comic Con, it's suicide. It's career suicide. Yes, it's retarded. Even more retarded than Raph. Yes, I said it.
Well, he's done it before when he tried to put up Heroes versus Wizard Philly, and everybody.
That was Wizard Atlanta. That wasn't Wizard Philly.
Okay, it's Atlanta still.
Yeah.
He's done it before, and he's failed. All of a sudden, he's supposed to succeed.
Well, every person I spoke to, exhibitor I spoke to, said that this was the worst night for them, the worst day they've had at any con they've been to. I mean, in terms of some of them haven't sold anything at this con. I mean, they're already complaining. The exhibitors that they have there are already complaining about. I've heard complaints about the way that it's they put everybody. They felt too bunched together. Mm-hmm. The places that they put they separated people where they put you at. I've already the rolling of the eyes. It's like they don't want to really say anything negative, but it's a rolling of, every time I ask, so how's the con so far? I get the rolling of the eyes, and I've never done this bad at a con.
Dude.
All right. You had a table this time, right?
No. And that's another long story for another time. But basically, the artist I was working with pulled a Gareb Sheamus.
Oh. Well, okay. While we're waiting to get Umar on the phone, I'll grab my cell phone in a second. Let's move on to the other second ridiculous topic of the evening: the fact that Gary Sheamus had the nerve, literally the nerve, to have the New York Comic Con people escorted out via police. It was on Facebook today, out of Big Apple Con. What do you guys think about that?
Childish.
Were they stormtroopers? Because it would have been cool if he used stormtroopers to do it. That would have been hot shit.
I paid money to see that.
I'm saying.
You know the saddest thing is, they probably had kids that were volunteering to do this.
Omar, what's your take on this whole thing? We actually moved past the fact that they're having New York Comic Con at the same time.
Okay, you know what? It's no longer Big Apple. It's Wizard. And we gotta face that. We can't. I'm sorry. I know New York is young, but they treat people better.
They had that grassroots mentality from the get-go.
I'm sorry. Can you hear me now, Ian?
Yeah, I can hear you, but it's still really garbly on my end. So I don't know. You guys want to split off and make it that way?
Okay. All right.
All right. We'll talk to you guys later. Yeah. So this is switching over to a regular comic timing here, as things weren't exactly working out well with the call quality on Skype there. So. Back in the room here, we got Raph Suhu, we got Chris. So we can take our headphones off now because we don't really.
What? I can't hear you.
Yeah, in fact, actually, we're going to switch entirely off of this setup and onto the recordable, the portable recorder here, so we can just sit in the living room and actually be comfortable. So we'll be back in like 5 seconds in your time.
Okay, people, so let's try this again here. We'll get the beginning conversation from the Comic Book Roadshow thing included on this, and then we'll switch it over to here. So continuing on the whole moving of the date thing, this is the exact Facebook note that was left by the New York Comic Con guys on their own Facebook. A difference in styles. NYCC booted from Big Apple. Just got a call from the NYCC crew, Larry, Mark, and Tanya, that the Wizard people kicked them out of Big Apple Con. Too funny. They had a whole bevy of security guards escort them out. Wow. A little different than the last few years when Joe Yanarella, Adam Tracy, and the Wizard crew would come to NYCC and we'd have a nice chat, catch up, be a professional, and then they'd hang out and see customers. To be fair, Peter Katz of Wizard did hand them cash to refund the ticket cost. Classy. So why were they so afraid of having NYCC staffers there? And this was posted by L on their things. I don't know exactly who that person is, but yeah, so that's what happened today while we were not there at Big Apple. This happened earlier in the day. So yeah, we mentioned a little bit in the early parts of that we think that Big Apple kind of sort of like dead right now. But I am reminded of a former Wizard staffer that was thrown out of Wizard World Philly, Artist Alley, because he had an association with the Long Beach Con, and they threw him out, actually stranding Howard Chaykin because he was supposed to be at the con too, at his booth, and that didn't wind up happening. So they pissed off Howard Chaykin in the process. So let's get everybody's take on this full thing here, because we didn't get a chance to really talk about it in full. We'll start with Raph because he's the closest.
Well, first off, Big Apple Con before this year was a small con. I sort of looked at this as, their chance to be a small mid-level con, like on the lower end of the scale, but still better than what they were before. They had some potential, especially with Wizard. Wizards had a lot of setbacks, but hey, if they do these small mid-level cons successfully, that can be their niche in the market. But then they decided to go up against New York Comic Con, the second biggest comic convention in the country next to San Diego. One of the most successful conventions, one of the most friendly conventions, one of the most popular conventions, one of the most well-run conventions. Mm-hmm. You sure you know what you're doing here, Gareth Sheamus? Are you sure you want to do this? I don't know. I'm just saying. Well, I'm just saying.
Well, let's consider this for a minute here. Pier 64, and this is according to Rich Johnston earlier today. Pier 94, thank you. Rich Johnston posted that it can hold about 6,500 guests at a time. At times, there can be as many as, 15,000 people at New York Comic Con at once, something like that. So, yeah, this is not going to work. This is not going to work. Use normal.
No, it's not. It's not because, if you think about it, and you mentioned this before, Big Apple Con so far has felt like a shopping con. It's a minor con. It's one way you can just, do a little easy shopping and maybe get a sketch or two. Yeah. New York Comic Con, again, is going to be at the end of next year. So all the major last announcements for 2010 will be at New York Comic Con. All the major artists are going to be there. John Romita Senior and Junior are going to be there as guests of honor. Quesada's going to pick that over his Cup of Joe's definitely going to be at New York Comic Con, not at Big Apple. So again, New York Comic Con is a behemoth. Even with Wizard's name behind Big Apple, it's still nothing compared to it.
77,000 people went to New York Comic Con last year. Yeah, 77,000.
And Buzz on the artist Buzz on the forums, he told me last year that this reminded him of San Diego back in the mid-90s. Mm-hmm. So imagine it took in the mid-90s from now. Look, it's like 100,000 people all the time. In less than maybe 5 years, it will have the same numbers as San Diego.
Oh yeah.
Definitely.
No question.
And Big Apple wants to go up against that.
It's pretty damn stupid. All right, let's get Chris's take on this. She has been there for cons that have failed miserably. Well, it's true.
Well,
come on.
Miserably. You're kind of like you're not thinking the same scenario. First off, is this close enough here? Yeah, first off, it's not necessarily that they're going up against New York Comic Con in and of itself, that they're going up against Reed Exhibitions, which is a company that specializes in putting on these huge scale events. As we were discussing on the way from the restaurant, they not only run New York Comic Con and New York Anime Festival, and they're also doing C2, E2, whatever it's called, and the Penny Arcade Expo East, which I'll get to in a moment, and Book Expo America, which is the biggest publishing industry event in the United States. I went there about 2 years ago, I believe it was, 2007, and it was awesome. It was so awesome. I cry and think of how the booze flowed freely. And you get so many freebies, but they have more stricter rules about press registration and just that kind of stuff. But yeah, they're not just going up against just like, oh, it's just this little upstart con that just showed up in New York one day. I mean, Reed Exhibitions has a history of putting on these shows. They've been doing Book Expo America for years. I'm sure someone on their corporate board went, hey, that San Diego Comic-Con does a lot of ticket sales and they're at capacity. Maybe we could siphon off some of that crowd. And I mean, it's not even complete siphoning because there are some people who will do New York and San Diego. And if you're an industry professional, you can easily do both New York and San Diego. And we've done both New York and San Diego because we're crazy like that. What I said I was about to get to Penny Arcade Expo East. What's interesting is that one of the earlier years of doing the West Coast version, the original that started in Bellevue and is now in Seattle, was that one year, was it 2007 or 2008? I believe it might have been 2008, when they did that E for All thing that was like partly sponsored by GamePro, and that was in LA.
That was 2007.
It was 2007, okay. 2007, when the E for All was going on, a bunch of those staffers showed up at Penny Arcade Expo. Did they escort them out? No. These people were handing out like light sticks with like the logos printed on them and postcards, and they were all over the place, and they were actually kind of littering. Did they get escorted out? No. Mostly the Penny Arcade staffers just kind of laughed at them and let them go upon their own business because they don't feel threatened.
Right. Well, actually, they make a really valid point in New York Comic Con that I remember seeing the Big Apple Con guys. In fact, I remember when we were in Podcast Arena, even Raph, the Big Apple Con guys were coming around handing out their flyers to people. You know, they were there. They knew that this was a place where comic fans were congregating. So, what better way to spread your word, spread your name, than be at a comic convention? And really, I think that's what New York Comic Con was trying to do. They were trying to show that, yeah, this is a big town. It's big enough for the two of us, as long as you don't try to go exactly against us, which is what they're trying to do here.
Yeah, really, Reed could totally strong arm Gareb and Big Apple and totally destroy it. And, you know, if I remember right, back in the first or the second, maybe it was both the first two New York Comic Cons, there was a certain booth there selling certain how-to-draw books and certain X-Men Masterpiece books and certain magazines. Yeah. What was that company's name again?
Big...
Wizard!
Oh!
Wizard!
Yeah!
So, yeah, I mean, it's not like Reed and New York Comic Con hasn't supported Wizard before. It's just... They don't need to crush Big Apple Con. They don't need to crush Wizard. They don't need to do anything. They just need to put on their show and the people will come. If Wizard would realize this, then they would go, well, they're leaving a huge gap in the beginning of the year. This is what I thought would happen, and we both talked about this. They would, New York Comic Con would have October. That would be the last big con of the year. Mm-hmm. What about the earlier in the year? Right. What about, there needs to be a small con.
Well, and that's the thing here. I mean, I forgot this actually, that the Anaheim con that Seamus bought is actually scheduled to go exactly against C2E2. The exact same weekend as C2E2, but that's Anaheim versus Chicago. That's not the same city.
Actually, I'm thinking of a similar subject of what's going to happen next year if the two cons that are being held in Brooklyn this fall do well.
Oh, shit, you're right.
Because we're going to have these two behemoths. I don't even know how you pronounce that word. Behemoths. Thank you. I'm out of high school way too long. You have these two cons going up against each other in October, and then November you have King Con in Brooklyn, and it's not even that far into Brooklyn, so some of the brave souls will venture into Brooklyn. And then of course you have the Hipster Con. I'm sorry, what is it? The Comic Arts.
It's the Hipster Con. It's the Hipster Con. There's no other name for it. It's the frickin' Hipster Con. Dude, it's taking place in Williamsburg. It's the Hipster Con, Raph. All right, you know that as much as anybody.
Sponsored by Picture Box and Desert Island.
Yeah, that sort of explains it all, doesn't it?
Douchey Pants?
And what?
And Douchey Pants?
Yes, and Douchey Pants, apparently.
That's his favorite.
douche. But really what this is saying is that Gareb Shamus, I guess, is happy with just being the small con. He doesn't have to be the big wig. He doesn't have to be the one that gets all the news and all that. He's okay with it being a shopping con because that's really all Big Apple ever was. Yes. And he's not expecting that to change, really.
There's only 2 programming rooms at this year's Big Apple Comic-Con. Mm-hmm. They're in a separate building. You have to go outside and around and take an elevator up one flight in order to get at them. One of them they aren't even in actual rooms. One has a cloth partition around it, and the other is out in the open. And all it is, insert name of celebrity, Q&A.
Right. Yeah, there's no actual panels, which is what you would like to see from something with the word con at the end of it, because that usually means convention. It's not just
conference.
Or conference. Either way, conference or convention makes people believe that there's going to be something there worth actually staying for, as opposed to simply buying your stuff and leaving.
Flea market.
Yeah. Thank you. It's the Big Apple Flea Market. Oh my God. That's fantastic.
You know what I just realized? This whole thing is like New York Comic Con is Dunder Mifflin, and Gareb Shamus is like the Gareb Shamus Paper Company.
Oh shit. That's it. It's officially Gareb Shamus Comic Con.
Yes.
Not even Big Apple anymore. It's the Gareb Shamus Comic Con, and he's gonna make a Comic Con with blackjack and hookers, and it's gonna be so much better than New York Comic Con will ever be. What's your plan, Mr. Shamus? It's gonna be a Comic Con, and it's gonna be so much better than New York.
Don't forget the old meme. Have Comic Con. Step 2. Step 3, profit.
Well, and where are they actually expecting to get the profit here? Because okay, we were there for today, and the place was a bloody ghost town. Now, apparently, there's supposed to be people showing up eventually, so maybe they're showing up tomorrow or whatever. But
unless it's pouring rain.
Unless it's pouring rain, because even if you get people who paid the money to, what is it, like the $60 or whatever to get in, they're fully expecting
$60?
Yeah,
Seriously?
I think so.
I'm sorry, we've lost touch with the common man, like Tracy Jordan.
Yeah.
We have no idea how much things cost anymore. I apologize.
Let me check right now. Okay. Oh, and I might add that Wizards web thing, their entire website comes up with a Yahoo logo on it. So they haven't even bothered to make this template themselves. Apparently, they base this upon like Yahoo software. So they can't Yahoo. Let's see, tickets. I'm clicking on the tickets link right now. Tickets are a 3-day ticket is $45. Okay, so it's $45, not $60. I was wrong about that. And a 1-day ticket for Saturday is $30. And for today, it was $25.
Yeah, the first and only Big Apple Con I ever went to was back in 1998. I paid $6 to get in.
Yeah, and I might add that a lot of the Big Apple shows before this were free. Really? Yeah, wow. You would get in and you would spend your money, and I guess they must have had some sort of deal with the vendors or whatever that they get a little bit of a cut back or something, and that's really how they made their money. This is not the way that this is going to work anymore, obviously. But, like...
need to hear about anime cons.
Well, okay. Well, we'll talk about that, because this is the biggest mistake here. Now, as opposed to acting like civilized human beings and accepting the fact that other people might be attending your con that happen to work for other conventions or whatever, Gareb Shamus had to act like a 4-year-old and say, "No, my con," and throw out New York.
What I don't understand is, where are they going to get the dealers? Because any reputable dealers will want to go to the con that's going to have the guaranteed attendance numbers to get the biggest return on their investment. And even though New York Comic Con has a lot of big booths, and I'm sure they would prefer to sell to these big booths, there's still a lot of space for smaller booths like the ones we saw at Big Apple Comic Con. Yeah. So it sounds like Big Apple Comic Con is going to end up getting a lot of the cast-off dealers who couldn't get in, who registered too late, or who really are kind of like crummy, like the really dirt-covered, all your comics are yellowing and out of order, and who really cares? I fully concur with that, Raph. I hate St. Mark's, and that'll have to be another podcast for another time.
Yeah. No, it'll just be like how not to run a comic shop. That'll basically be it. And and Newsarama sucks for having an auto-run ad with sound on. Fuck you, Newsarama. Okay. But let's see if they actually have any of the further information on here. Yeah, this is great. I love Newsarama. It's a wonderful, wonderful place. Yeah, no, I see that. It's just that they don't actually have the information on the Big Apple thing, because from what we heard, any cast-offs of New York Comic Con will receive, I believe, a table for $10 at Big Apple. So this includes artists that were cast off. Let's see here. In his blog, Medium at Large, Fensterman charges that New York Comic Con staff were escort. Yeah, okay. There we go, Lance Festerman. That makes sense. Yeah, escorted out of the Big Apple Con Friday by staff security at the instruction of wizard people. I really hope that they were wearing like wizard hats because I think that would make things even better.
I mean, it's going to have to be wizard people because we've never had this issue before with that.
Oh my!
What is it?
Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a second here. Wait. What is this? Is this what I'm seeing here? Hold on. Wait. What?
Click on medium and large.
Medium and large gave you King Kong?
Try it again.
Yeah, because I was about to say, that's better. Okay, all right, that's a lot better. I thought for a minute that it gave you King Kong, because I was about to say if Lance Fensterman is behind King Kong too, that would be even crazy, bro. Yeah.
Look at the response up top though. At the losing in the Rama.
Oh, dear God. All right, but anyway, let's get back to what we were actually saying before, if I can actually remember what it was, and that is that they're going to get the cast-offs like Chris was saying, and who actually wants to go to a cast-off con?
Okay, so here's my thing. Okay, so St. Mark's was there. Okay, all the local New York shops. There are tons of local New York shops, but most of you guys would recognize the names Midtown Comics, Jim Hanley's Universe. Those are arguably the two biggest stores in New York City.
Right, were either of them at Big Apple?
Nope.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Was Cosmic at Big Apple?
Nope.
Okay. Was Forbidden Planet at Big Apple? Yes, they were.
That was the biggest.
That's the biggest one. Were there any other recognizable names? Yeah. Go ahead.
Just a note that the Forbidden Planet in New York is nothing like the ones in the UK. Mm-hmm. In case you have any UK listeners.
Yes. No. You're very right about that. The Forbidden Planets in New York, just one. Only have like 6 months worth of back issues and get rid of the rest of their stuff.
It's tiny. They don't sell. It's been renovated, and it's a little nicer now, but
it's soulless.
It's like 1.5 floors. It's a standard New York storefront, so it's not huge. You do have to check your bag at the door because they assume everybody's a thief. Mm-hmm. And yeah, it's just a mix of toys, and they have some books. It's nothing like the ones in the UK. I am jealous of any British people listening to this. Damn it!
Now, going into New York cons that have failed before, then we can go into your story about the anime con that failed. Well, both of them are anime cons that failed. One convention in New York thought that they could probably survive something huge being in town.
Oh, you want me to just tell? Well, let me think. I've been going to anime cons, for about 8 years now, over 8 years. I used to also do Star Trek creation cons when I was a teenager, but those don't count. They're not real cons. They are soulless and empty, like Big Apple Con. Well, let's see. I was a staffer for ShoujoCon for a few years, and it's a cute little con. I mean, if you don't know what shoujo is, that's girls, anime, and manga. I mean, shoujo means girl, and it was just stuff like Sailor Moon and anything by Clamp, like Cardcaptor Sakura. And it was just generally cute. It was very female friendly, very, very gay friendly too. And like the sister cons were generally considered stuff like YaoiCon. We all know Yaoi.
Yuri!
Yeah. So I mean, it was a lovely little con. That was actually my first anime convention, with ShoujoCon 01, and I joined staff right after that because I liked the con and I had friends who were on staff. 2002 was fine. There were some incidents, but that's not really the point of this post. So we'll pass on those. We'll tell them some other time. 2003, though, was when the con actually started in 2000, so they had 4 shoujo cons total. Yes, you've already seen the ending of the story. Now, in 2003, they scheduled ShoujoCon for the 3rd week in August. There were already complaints about this because that's the week when a lot of kids are going back to college. But that wasn't the biggest problem. The problem was that the 4th week in August, which would be, I think it was Labor Day weekend, actually. Or no, I mean, the next weekend was September. So it was Labor Day weekend the next week. That's Big Apple Anime Fest weekend.
Ooh.
And yeah, so they usually did it around that time. Like the first Big Apple Anime Fest was like Halloween weekend, but they moved it to Labor Day the next year after that. And the year after that was also Labor Day weekend. Now, they're like, well, this is the only day we could get the hotel, because people pointed this out and they're like, this is horrible. We're not going to get that many people. The rationale of management was, well, but we're ShoujoCon. We specialize in shoujo anime and manga. We're not really competing for the same audience. People like fly into our con from California and England to visit, this con because, we're about shoujo. So we're not really the same audience. Yeah, we had dealers, but they were probably dealers that wouldn't normally do New York Anime Fest. I mean, Big Apple Anime Fest. Oh my God! Do you know what? My God, why do all these cons have similar names? But they
Fest con now.
like the guy who sells the yaoi doujinshi and screams yaoi at the top of his lungs. He was here.
Yowie!
No, here, he's the guy who goes, get your hot, fresh yaoi, and he has the giant paddle. But yeah, there weren't a lot of people there. It also didn't help that they had changed location to Rye Brook, New York, which I think you can access via Metro North, but you still have to get a cab from the station. So that's already a negative, as opposed to
Sounds familiar.
As opposed to the previous location, which was at the it was the Hilton in East Brunswick, and you could take one bus from the Port Authority there. It's like it dropped you off in a parking garage right next to the hotel in New Jersey. But then, yeah, they're like, oh, let's move to New York. Beautiful hotel. I'm not going to say the hotel wasn't nice. It's the Rye Brook Hilton. They usually have Lunacon there. If you just want to hang out and swim in a pool and look at trees, I recommend it. So, that's my travel advice.
I've always wanted to just go to a hotel and just look at trees and swim.
Oh, screw you. See, I never signed an NDA, so I guess I can actually tell you this. Saturday night, this is a 3-day convention. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Saturday night, they were so happy to get their 600th attendee.
Oh!
This is a con that previously had 3,000. They started off with maybe, with less than 1,000. The following year, they had 1,100 people. The next year, 2002, was 3,000, and then we went down to 600. I think the total tally was 640.
Okay, I think this deserves a
I was there when the 600th person showed up. They were actually very nice. Showed up really late, though. It was a lovely con otherwise, and I really love ShoujoCon, and if anybody from ShoujoCon is listening, I do love you, and I think it's a nice con, but the next year, things didn't really coalesce. We got a new, head, and it just never recovered from the fact that they lost a lot of money because they only made, a certain number of attendees, and it just died after that. Eventually, there was another con, OnaFest, which was a lot of the ShoujoCon people migrated over there, but that was a one-year shot only, and you know what? I'm going to leave the stories to why it sucked to other people, but needless to say, Ian would laugh. This is when Mikhail got arrested that time.
Yes, that'll be a story that we keep to ourselves. But let's
story time.
Hold on. Well, let's also bring up the fact that the con that they lost out to, Big Apple Anime Fest, a lot of stuff happened.
Okay, let's go into now with the Big Apple Anime Fest, BAF, as opposed to was it NAF, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. Now, Big Apple Anime Fest is more interesting because it started in 2001 and it was really high class. Yeah. It was more posh than the usual anime con. First of all, it was New York, so nobody could afford a hotel. The freaking registration fee was $70 for the weekend for a new con. Ridiculous. But, I mean, the panels were kind of interesting. It was not a horrible con the first year. But they hit a snag the second year because the weekend they chose, Labor Day weekend, was the same weekend that Anime Expo decided to hold their New York edition. This was a test for Anime Expo. Anime Expo basically didn't really intend to do multiple cons in multiple years. They actually did the AXNY to prove they could do a con remotely because most of the people who work for AX live in California. And if you don't live in California, you actually get flown into the meetings, which is ridiculously awesome and ridiculous. And so they did AXNY, and then AXNY was basically a test run for AX Tokyo, which in itself was a test run. Basically, the point of AX Tokyo was to prove that they could do a convention in Japan so they could get Worldcon in please someone look it up because if I'm going to mangle this name, was it Yokohama? People I know, stop laughing at me, Japanese speakers.
Look up Worldcon.
Worldcon 2007, Nippon 2007 was it was just this con proved this con proved this con. Yeah, it doesn't really matter at this point. They're still looking it up.
World War Con.
No. Do a wiki for WorldCon.
Don't just forget it, dudes. You listen to this?
Yokohama.
Yokohama, thank you. I do not speak Japanese.
Yokohama.
So this was a bit of a snag, and it was like, oh crap, we're gonna have 2 conventions in Manhattan at the same time. So you know what they did? They teamed up. Basically, they decided, well, Big Apple Anime Fest is really good at getting like these premiere screenings, because in 2001 they had the Escaflowne movie, and then 2002 they showed the premiere of I believe it was Millennium Actress. Great movie if you haven't seen it. It's Satoshi Kon, yeah. So basically, Big Apple Anime Fest did all just screenings, and they had them in the State Theater, which was in the basement of the now departed Virgin Megastore. And Anime Expo New York just did all of the con stuff. They had the dealer's room, they had the panels, they had the absolute clusterfuck that was the Times Square Marriott. Basically, if you went outside for a smoke, you weren't getting back in for like an hour, because that's how badly crowded it was. I remember a guy who worked in the shops in the hotel there. He was pointing out, like, well, that floor, the capacity is 5,000, and that floor is about 10,000, so there's a lot of people here. But yeah, they teamed up, and it was actually it was an okay con. I mean, again, it was only going to be a 1-year arrangement, but I think it actually probably would have been better for them had they continued this arrangement. Because the thing is, there was no AXNY in 2003, and we went back to the standard, Big Apple Anime Fest. It was okay. 2004 is when things got interesting. It should be pointed out that Big Apple Anime Fest was actually funded largely by Central Park Media, which is now bankrupt.
Ouch.
And it's not like they were flush back in 2004. Mm-hmm. So they've always been struggling. They really didn't jump into the marketplace the way like ADV did. Right. Or Funimation, which is now the king of everything. The other thing that killed them, honestly, was the fact that Labor Day weekend was also the Republican convention. Yes. And then they just kind of gave up after that. Yeah. But, okay, now I'm done.
So this proves that Republicans don't like anime.
I think it just proves that New York only has so many hotel rooms.
Yeah. Well, and let's also think about that for a minute here, because, yes, New York only has so many hotel rooms. Now, people who want to go into New York for New York Comic Con, they're going to actually take the time to book a hotel, book a flight, and come out here. Would anybody ever do that for Big Apple Comic Con? Anybody?
Apparently William Shatner did.
Yeah, but that's it. Get over here. It makes life a lot easier. Wow, just be the monkey in the middle.
What I'm going to say is, what hotels? I didn't see any hotels near that pier. I see hotels near the Javits Center.
And there aren't any at all near the pier. You're absolutely right. And let's also think about this. Special guests include Joe Quesada, who will be at next year's
New York Comic Con.
Jim Lee, who will probably be at next year's
New York Comic Con.
Mike McCone, who will definitely be at next year's
drawing my book. I mean, New York Comic Con.
Yes, that's right. Raph is apparently a mind reader and believes that he will be drawing his book.
I believe in life after love.
I can feel something inside you say, but I really don't think it's strong enough, Maybe. We're running circles here, okay? Just to put it straight, if Wizard were smart, okay? If Gareb Shamus was smart, he would follow the same ideas that Big Apple originally had when it started. That is, play nice with the big guys, enjoy the fact that you have your little piece of the pie, and don't try to be something huge, especially if you're putting yourself at a pier where not that many people can actually get to it. Especially if you're putting yourself in October, late October, where the weather's not always going to be good, okay? Because they almost got lucky. It's been 60 degrees the past couple of weeks. It could have been nice, it could have been friendly, it could have been easy to walk around. That's not really what happened this weekend. I think they're going to suffer for it because, yet again, even though the numbers are big for the attendance, I don't think all those people are going to wind up showing up. It's like a Yankee game where there's a rain out. Well, not a rain out, but let's say there's a 4-hour rain delay. And by the time the rain delay is over, how many people are left? Out of the 50,000 people that were going to be showing up, how many people are usually left by the time? I mean, you're a baseball fan. You know this. It's maybe 30,000 if you're lucky?
Yeah, it's usually like about half of the capacity.
Right. And if you're a minor league team, if you're the Cyclones, and you have a 3-hour rain delay, and you start out with 10,000, how many people are left at the end?
7.
7, that's it. Just 7. That's it.
the Cyclones are a Mets farm team. The Mets suck.
Oh God! But yeah, my point remains. They didn't exactly walk out with the weather this weekend, and that's why not that many people are going to show up.
But I really don't think it really matters like how many people bought tickets or how many we think are going to show up, because they don't have a refunds policy as far as I can tell. No con ever does. So if you've already bought tickets, you might feel obligated to show up, especially if you shelled out like $30. I think the real tale is going to be how the retailers do.
Right. Well, actually, depending on the con, some cons actually do allow you to transfer your attendance over to next year. It's not very often, and you would have to be extreme circumstance, such as perhaps being in the hospital or perhaps being dead. They might allow you to actually, extend yourself over to the next year. Be Black Lantern. Roll with me here, okay? They might actually let yourself. Please stop rolling on my couch, all right? We'll never get the smell out, and it's just gonna really linger there, all right?
Dude, that's only on your side. I don't care.
Oh, great! It's only on my side. Fantastic. Oh dear. but even the mini celebrities and all that. I mean, that's not really what New York Comic Con deals in. But why don't they just make themselves an entertainment con? Why don't they just make Big Apple like the Big Apple Entertainment Convention, and they might actually get more people that way than they would if they kept themselves a Comic Con in name.
Well, I think that's what they're going to end up doing because it looks that way. I mean, because you've got 2 featured guests of honor that are major comic book people. What about your media people? You've got Captain Janeway, Captain Kirk, Batman, Sarah Connor, Data. I mean, his media...
They don't have real names, by the way.
No, they are the characters, damn it. They are the characters.
Okay, calm down. Deep breath. Breathe. We are the world. We are the children. Come on. Okay.
All right. So... I think they are already trying to do that, especially if you think about the Anaheim Con. That's probably going to be even more Hollywood friendly than C2E2. Right. But that's not the point. The whole point is all these people, not just those the con goers, the retailers, everyone, the artists, they have to make money at this con to make it viable. And if you have a con with 70,000 people plus, having there are 70,000 people there making, giving their money away to other people, and you're at a con with, at best, maybe 6,500 at capacity, you're losing either way. I mean, it's simple math. 70,000 is more than 6,500.
Right. I mean, you might get some people who show up out of extreme curiosity to Big Apple because they might be thinking, oh, wow, these guys have really testicular fortitude to actually put themselves up against New York Comic Con. Maybe I'll try a day of it, But
yeah, but we're banned. Because we're going to be in podcast.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
I'm just... Does it seem like they have an identity crisis? Because we showed up at Big Apple Comic Con, and all of the guests are like these media guests, I'm surprised they didn't even have Xena. I want to see Xena fly.
I would love to have seen Xena.
But yeah. And I did see Linda Hamilton hugging and touching people. She was very happy. It was a little disturbing. I said that already, but let's say it again. Linda Hamilton was taking photos without charging anything. She was walking through a booth just saying hi. But so they have all these guests who are media guests, and yet most of the booths were like comic booths. I mean, walking around, I eventually saw where all of the other booths are, but they were mostly selling like toys, and I don't mean like new toys. I mean like, oh, here's some Barbie dolls I had sitting in my attic that I'm going to sell now. You didn't see that, Ian?
Yeah. No, I didn't see that. There were a bunch of people selling Marvel Legends, but they were all the Mattel, the Toy Biz Marvel Legends.
But you always see that at cons anyway. Yeah. But it's like, well, are you a Comic Con or an entertainment con? Because you're getting a media guest, which means you're getting like the media fans, but then you're selling comic stuff, which goes to the comic fans.
Yeah. Well, that's like when I was at Philadelphia, and yeah, there were all these people selling comic books, but there were Edward James Olmos, there were a bunch of washed up wrestlers, there were not that many actual comic book creators, and yet there were all these celebrities plus dollar bins. It was very confusing.
I'm thinking, like, taking that to consideration, though, it makes me wonder, maybe actually it is viable to have the two going on at the same time, because one, like New York Comic Con, you go there because it has great programs. It has panels with, like DC Nation and the Cup of Joe, where you can learn anything you want about, Marvel and DC. And it has like behind the scenes of these movies, right? Meanwhile, like if you just want autograph. You're like, there's a certain subset of people who just like to wait online. They get autographed. They get their poster autographed or book autographed. And these seem like the people who would also buy a lot of stuff like old toys and comics. But the thing is, like, you know, which is the better business model? One is a very niche product and caters to mouth reader comic book guys.
That's unfair. I like my comics.
Well,
and then the other is the venue that caters to like the normal person and Jon Stewart and his kid.
Right. Well, I mean, what does it say? And I mean, and I think I brought this up before, but I'll say it again. What does it say that I was able to get 47 issues of Young Justice at this con? And I've never been able to get that at New York Comic Con. I've never been able to get that at any of the other bigger cons that I've been at, mostly because that's not the sort of selling or buying that is done at this sort of convention. Big Apple Comic Con, smaller dealers, people who are probably selling off their collections so that they can make money. And I think that's a way that I think the sort of comic fan that might actually want to get full runs of something might actually be able to go to Big Apple Comic Con and do exactly that, which is a bit of a change, Mr. Darkhawk. You know,
Yeah, I'm immensely overjoyed that I got my first 36 issues of Darkhawk at Big Apple, and it's true because, I mean, the thing is, it's true because, you know, at a bigger show, really what they're focusing on, like look, New York Comic Con, for example, I worked the Midtown booth this year. What we had was all the big name trades, all the recent Watchmen figures for the upcoming movie. It was in February, remember? And like all the major big stuff, like we had copies of Watchmen, Scott Pilgrim, etc., etc. Nowhere did you see any back issue bins. There's no way we could transport our stuff there anywhere. Our stuff was huge. We have immense amount of stuff anyway, and all the other retailers are either in the same boat or they're doing high end, like, you know, Action Comics #1 or stuff like that.
Right. I mean, there were a couple of dollar bins, but I think you could count that on one hand.
Yeah, whereas this place was nothing but dollar bins, 50 off trades. I mean, I found stuff that I really wanted and that I chose not to get because I can't afford it, but that's okay.
Well, I think it comes down to what people can carry around. Mm-hmm. Like, okay, you go to New York Comic Con and they ban hand carts on the floor. Yeah. Shows like Big Apple Comic Con are not going to ban hand carts because it's all about hand carts. It's about buying, you know, 150 issues. What was that we saw that was like $150? It was in complete run.
Batgirl.
Oh yeah, so they had every issue of Batgirl. No, it was actually Thor. Like Thor. Yeah, it was Thor that was $150 because it had like every single issue. You're not going to carry that around New York Comic Con. Mm-hmm. You're not going to like hold that in your arms when you go to see like the guys from Eureka on stage or whatever.
Wait, or you're going to buy that and then you're going to go to the artist and you're going to make him sign all 150 issues because you're a douche.
And then he's going to stab you with his pen and claim diplomatic immunity because he's Stuart Immonen.
Oh, nice. Nicely done. Oh.
That was made him awesome. Pure awesome. Not cut with anything else.
This is why you got to be on the show more awesome, but more awesome. More awesome.
Sorry, that wasn't awesome. No.
Oh man, but like, no, come back! I didn't mean it. Please forgive me. Okay, all right, fine. Okay, all right, hi. But why are you showing us Domo? Okay. Oh yeah. 50 reasons to stop sketching at cons. This is by Stuart Immonen, and this is actually sort of accurate. Let's open up to a random thing here. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, 50 reasons to stop sketching. Number 47. The prediction. Will you draw Chameleon Boy? I don't know. It's been a long time. Is there another character I could do? He's my favorite character. I'll try, but we'll both be disappointed. Well, I was right about me. How are you feeling right now? ... Oh, that is lovely. And we're looking here at Geek Chic Daily, the brand new Wizard site that was also announced at. It was before, actually. Well, yeah, okay, yeah, it was before, but they were pimping the hell out of it at Big Apple Con, and that's really all I can say. It's not really that special. It's not very interesting. It's just another one of those Web 2.0 sites that looks like all the other ones. I blame hipsters as well, actually. I blame hipsters for a lot of things. That doesn't really answer that. But I'll ask maybe one more question here, and I think we can probably wrap this up at this point because we've been talking about this for a while. So with Big Apple happening the same weekend as New York, to us, they can serve different niches. You know, they can all play along if they want to. If Gareb Shamus will simply maybe turn 6, you know, because right now he's 5. So if he maybe turns 6 and understands how to, you know, share and play nice with others, then maybe he'll be able to continue his business. But at the rate we're going now, at the personalities clashes that are going now, will there be a Big Apple Con run by Gareb Shamus, run by Wizard in 2013, not 2012? Because I'm giving it the benefit of the doubt here. That maybe after 2011 they'll learn their lesson and they'll move on. But will there be a Wizard Big Apple in 2013? Do you even see that as a possibility? I know this is a couple years ahead, but what do you think, Raf?
I think it's possible if they learn their lesson and reschedule it, or if they just go all out and call it the Big Apple, Entertainment Expo. Exactly. If they decide to just cop out or tuck tail and run, they might survive. But if they continue to stubbornly fight with a convention that can potentially outdraw them each and every single time and is still growing, it's a mistake. It really is. Unless you're not, if you're going for the same audience, it's a mistake. But if you're not, you know, you have a chance of surviving.
Yeah. Well, they're going to have to get rid of artist alleys if they want to continue. Because think about it. Okay, so we'll try and get the big names. They're all at New York Comic Con. Okay, but we can get the second tier. You know, the guys that really don't really fit in at New York Comic Con. They're also at New York Comic Con. They're in the artist alley for New York Anime Fest. Oh, my 4-year-old can draw.
We need to send Gareb Shamus a Sesame Street CDs, DVD, so he can learn to get along with people.
I'm not saying it.
No, you say it. Say it.
No, Raph already cut in. I was gonna say, what are you, Dennis Kitchen?
Oh snap! Well, you know what? While you have the microphone in hand, or almost have it in hand, do you think there'll be one in 2013, or not?
They could change the date or they could change the venue. I could easily see them doing okay if they were to just move to Madison Square Garden. There have been shows in Madison Square Garden, like comic or rather entertainment shows. I went to one year. And I mean, if they move there, then you're actually better off because you're on a major avenue, you're near public transportation. People don't have to cross like horrible traffic. Oh my God, 12th Avenue is a death trap. We already knew that, but that's usually because we're in a car driving up it instead of trying to cross the lanes of traffic.
Well, and it's not even 12th Avenue. It's 12th Avenue at that exact area because there's the turn for the highways is like right over there. No, okay, that is not a place you ever want to cross if you want to live until tomorrow.
The highway, it is a highway. I think what you mean is that it's slower around the Port Authority because that's where the turn for the tunnel is. Yeah. But when you get to 50th Street, there's nothing there. So people are just zooming up to get out of Manhattan as quickly as possible. Because if they haven't turned off already, they're probably not planning to turn off until they reach either like Uptown Manhattan or the Bronx. So
yes, Rob?
At least we got to see The Daily Show.
Yeah, and at least we got to see Hustler.
We're going to eat there tomorrow, right?
Not Hooters is where you eat, not Hustler.
We're going to eat there tomorrow, right?
No.
But Larry Flint extends his personal invitation. Why do you hate the cripple? I mean, do you have a problem with cripples?
Not most cripples, only some.
His wife is dead. Did you know that? Do you hate cripples with dead hooker wife? Well, she's not a hooker, but she's dead. She died of AIDS. AIDS, Ian.
That's unfortunate. What the hell do you want me to say?
That you've seen The People versus Larry Flint.
Can I have some of your milk, Speed?
This is just really going downhill. No, this is definitely not the worst show we've ever done. Okay, but this is. Oh no. That was fun. That was
the first one Bert was on.
Well. Oh, ouch! Yeah, I'm gonna leave that in there.
He's busted my balls for like the past God knows how many episodes, and I've never retaliated.
Your balls must really be hurting.
They're a little sore.
All right, I think at this point we can end things off. However, I will ask at least once, just so we can clear this up. Like, I mean, give me one redeeming factor of today, this Friday, other than the food that we ate afterwards. Like, what was the redeeming factor of Big Apple as it stands today in at the end of 2009? Yes, Chris, you have something for the class?
I finally got that issue with Supergirl where Boomer gets tied up and tortured, and Supergirl didn't even know he was missing.
You want to know why? Because she sucks.
Yeah, so I mean, I think that's the overall theme. I mean, you know, Chris got her bad Supergirl, you got your Young Justice, and I got my Darkhawk.
But most importantly, no, this was the redeeming factor. Rich fucking Johnston. Okay, that man is a sweetheart. Really, I mean, and the entire reason he was there was because Wizard paid for him.
Go to bleedingcool.com. Apparently, there's a picture of a Suicide Girl ass.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
He's okay. He's going right now. I need to have on recording the reaction. He can't even spell bleeding cool right. Oh my god. He's trying to. Okay, it's right there. A few snaps. Here we go. Let's see. The anticipation is killing me right now. All right. Let's see. Is it there?
We have both kinds of comics, Kick-Ass and Wolverine.
God damn it, it's not there. Yes,
from earlier today.
Look at the waiting for Shatner. Look at the waiting for Shatner. See if it's there.
No, it says here, Walter Boundless in the far minis.
Yeah, but that was up earlier today. That I actually saw that. So let's click on waiting for Shatner. See if there's anything there. Yeah, he waited.
Supposed to be posting on Bleeding Cool or on like this Geek Chic thing?
No, I think he's supposed to be posting on Bleeding Cool actually.
Yep, there it is.
Yeah, there it is. Hello.
That is a lot of lower cheek.
Oh my God, there is no panties involved in this situation. And I think we'll end things there. Let's remember we were talking about that the really fat people might be coming to the fat nerds with the carts, and that's there.
This episode is brought to you by HeroesCorner.com.
Yeah, thank you. I just lost a sponsor, and it's your own damn fault. Oh my God. You know what? Just for that, okay? Just for that. This episode is indeed sponsored by HeroesCorner.com. I'm gonna do the full damn ad now. All right. And you're gonna sit here and you're gonna take it in. Move the hell over so I can look at my damn computer. All right, you son of a bitch. Okay, here we go. Okay, this episode right here, right now, is sponsored by motherfucking Heroes Corner. Okay, all right, at HeroesCorner.com. I'm taking out the cursing because I know they don't like that. Okay, we got. All right, stop cursing. We got the specials here. Okay, we got specials here. We got the What If special pack. Okay, what if Astonishing X-Men? What if World War Hulk? What if Daredevil versus Electro? What if Secret Invasion? What if Spider-Man House of M? 40% off, only $10 for all of that. Okay, what do you think of that? That's pretty good, right?
You can't beat that anywhere online.
Oh, that's very true, Raph. Especially coming from a guy who works for Midtown Comics. Okay, anyway, so
that like I said, it's 15% off. Blah blah. Anyway,
he's gonna lose his job. Wasted Wonderland. Wasted Wonderland. Oh no, you're not. I don't care if I'm the one who caused you to lose your job. It is so not happening. All right, and for some reason this page isn't loading, so let me wait for this to be here. Come on, Wasted Wonderland. Show me your stuff, man. Show me your stuff. Show me your goods. Come on, damn it, load. Thank you. All right. And Wasted Wonderland by the one, the only, the talented Mr. Sean Pryor. Thank you. Sean Pryor, Wasted Wonderland, the October special here. Written by Sean Pryor, artwork by Stephen Reed, who's also known as
the Reedster. Flint Lockjaw.
That's better. Flint Lockjaw. Covered by Tony Fleece. For Stacy Chapman, returning home to Greenbrook, Ohio, was the last thing she ever wanted to do. Upon her arrival, Stacy will be taken down a road of deceit, fantasy, violence, secrets, and bizarre matters few have ever seen. Not even Stan Leroy. It's an odd adventure that will change the lives of everyone that surrounds her. Can Stacy survive all of this? You'll have to read Wasted Wonderland in order to find out. 40 pages, color, cover, black and white interior, retail $4.50, and Heroes Corner is dropping the price at $2.50.
Say what?
$2.50.
Say what?
$2.50. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. What? Does that make you happy?
Thank you.
All right, good. Definitely support Sean Pryor. He's been on the show 847 times, so you should definitely go ahead and support him there. And Heroes Corner not only supports him, but they support us here at Comic Timing by giving us our Comic Timing picks of the month, which this month were picked entirely by Mr. Brent Cassina, so please hold your breath. JSA All-Stars number 1, 75% off for $1. The regular price of $3.99 there, written by Matthew Sturgis, art and cover by Mr.
Freddie Williams II.
That would be the second, not the third.
Not the Thoid, the second.
Or the fourth.
Or the fourth.
Not even the first.
Who's on first?
Freddie Williams II.
Oh.
I don't know.
Okay.
Third base. Anyway, JSA. This is the young JSA team, and it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun here. So definitely check that out. Secret Warriors number 11, written by Jonathan Hickman, pencils by Stefano Caselli, covered by Jim Chung. 1 month later, Nick Fury's got an army. Nick Fury got a gun. 50% off, $1.50, regular price of $2.99. And the indie pick, Conan the Cimmerian, Weight of Crown, one shot. This one is Derek Robertson writing and art.
That's going to be interesting.
Yes, with covers by Tony Avina. This is only $1.75, 50% off of the usual $3.50 here. Derek Robertson on writing? Yeah, no, we're not used to this, are we? Derek Robertson on writing. Has that happened?
Probably.
Yeah, okay. All right, okay. Oh, is this a Tamarum?
Yes.
Ooh. Let's see how it turned out here. Let's see. Yeah, I'm totally having some of that. All right, yeah, so best damn customer service around. CT Rocks is the code, CTROCKS. Get an additional 5% off in your first order with Heroes Corner. CT Rocks, CTROCKS. Remember that, people. Best damn customer service around, heroescorner.com. And please don't get rid of me for this horrible show. I mean, seriously, I mean, you guys have heard worse than this. I mean, we've done worse than this before. I would like to thank Mr. Suhu for showing up in person. Please don't ever do it again.
You might want to take out the Mickey Helm reference.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. And Chris for being here. She's over there, so she says thanks. Yo, sup. And as always, there's always time for comics. Oh, wait, I didn't do the entire ending. The email address for Comic Timing is comictiming@gmail.com. Don't forget to check out the forums over at thecomicforums.com. Graciously hosted by the Comic Geek Speak guys over at comicgeekspeak.com. We're proud members of the Comics Podcast Network over at comicspodcast.com and members of the League of Comic Book Podcasts over at comicbooknoise.com/league. Please send us your iTunes reviews on iTunes. And now, as always, there's always time for comics. Get the hell out of my apartment, you people. Please, you've been here too long.
I pay the rent.
Oh, it's sad because it's true. Oh, my.
I like it.
Okay, let me just interrupt 1 second. Umar, are you there?
No, you're not. You didn't pick up.
Umar?
Right. Umar's not here.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Welcome to Comic Pro Show.
No, that wasn't actually Umar. Raph was imitating.
I'm Umar, yeah. That's right.
No, Umar is not actually here, Lord.
Okay.
I fix things.
Yeah.
I fix things.
Yeah. I just want to know the city, because you guys suck. What's the name of the city? 2007, dude. 2007.
Yeah, 2007. I'll take it number 7.
So the whole Superman Blue idea was done with the best of it. Hey, buddy! Yes? Hey, buddy, do you know where Leonard Nimoy is signed? Well, I don't actually work for the Kevin If you ask down at we found him. Thanks, buddy! Can I get a sketch of the real Superman?
still is time for comics. I said that like 3 times already.
Dude, that was 50.
We wound up eating dinner over at Junior's after the con. So he basically headed over here. We're gonna watch Superman Batman later.
And then
that's what you get called nowadays.
That's what they say.
And
Is it wrong that I feel to have the need to call Rios right now to add him in?
Actually, you're gonna add a woman because my girlfriend Chris is gonna be in on the action also.
Okay, sounds good.
She's got some stories about failed cons that she's probably gonna add in.
And we're gonna Superman Batman all night.
My favorite is about to explode.
All right, so
is she gonna walk away from us and leave Yumi and Daryl to walk around the streets?